So today I want to wrap up the first 6 months of 2021 and my reading journey. Due to just life circumstances, I've been having a really difficult time updating my booktube channel about my just reading life, but since that's been such an issue, I wanted to take the time and just kind of wrap up, the last 6 months and let you guys know what all's been going on and fill you in a little bit. So in this video, we're going to look at my goals that I set at the end of 2020 and see how I'm doing with them. I'm actually going to tell you every book that I've read in like a short little montage at the end. And then I do want to tell you quickly about like my favorite books of the year, least favorite books of the year, all of that jazz. So hopefully this isn't too long of a video. First things first, goals. So I set some pretty ambitious goals for 2021 and I know that I've not done very well on all of them, but I've done well on some of them. My first goal for 2021 was to review every book that I read. And I started out so strong, guys. The first 2 months, January and February, every book I finished, I would immediately go to Goodreads and review it, star rate it. Then I would go to my spreadsheet and update it there. Then I would go to Twitter and put it in my books thread for 2021. Then I would try to plan out an actual review for the book, most of them, if I felt like they were worthy of a full review on the channel. So I have like tons of reviews that I've filmed that are just sitting in my raw video footage folder, not doing anything. Along with my decline in updating my booktube channel, I've also declined drastically in reviewing books. I don't remember the last book that I reviewed on Goodreads or posted on Twitter, and I stopped updating that spreadsheet almost immediately. So we're failing at that. Let's see how we're doing at goal number 2. My second goal was to read 100 books in 2021, and I'm doing so great on this. I'm at 61, 62, something like that. Well over my 50, so if I'm going to read 100, it would be 50 by this point. I've got like less than 50 by the end of the year. The reason why this is going so well, though, just so you know, is not because I'm reading more physical books, but because I'm reading way more audiobooks than I ever did. I have discovered my tricks, what I need in order to listen to audiobooks. I used to think that audiobooks just weren't for me, but I've discovered how reading audiobooks works for me, and that's why I'm where I'm at. I would say probably half of the books that I've read so far this year, maybe more, have been audiobooks. I am well on my way to reaching this goal, and I don't think I'll have any problem making 100. My third goal for 2021 was a list of 5 authors that I wanted to read more of in 2021, and I've done pretty well. Not perfect, but pretty well. So first on the list was Jeff Vandermeer. I'm slowly making my way through his entire canon, reading everything that he's ever wrote. I read Born, Hummingbird Salamander, The Third Bear, which is a short story collection, and I have 2 others that I purchased but I haven't read yet because I'm trying to spread him out, A Peculiar Peril and Dead Astronauts, and then I've got so many plans. So I've already made Jeff Vandermeer. Second author was Brandon Sanderson because I wanted to give him another shot because I did not jive well with the Mistborn trilogy. I haven't read anything else by him, but Warbreaker is on my list to read. My third author was Shauna McGuire, which I've been making my way through her Wayward Children series, so that's going well. Fourth author was Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and I've only read one other by her. It was Certain Dark Things, which was like a vampire set in Mexico City story. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'll talk about it in a wrap-up at some point. I also have been trying to read Gods of Jade and Shadow for a while. That's the book, right? Gods of Jade and Shadow, I think. Anyways, been trying to read that for a while, but it just keeps getting pushed down the TBR. I don't think I've already read one of hers, so I'm good with that. The fifth author was Leigh Bardugo, and I would say this is successful. I read Six of Crows by her. I'm kind of formulating my opinion on her better. The reason why she's on this list is because I thought Shadow and Bone was good, the trilogy, but I wanted to see where she could progress. And so while I think she did progress in Six of Crows, I don't think that she's necessarily the author for me. So I may try. I've been thinking about Ninth House just because it's written for an older audience and I might enjoy that better. I'm not quite sure though because I've heard some things about Ninth House that doesn't seem great, so I don't really know how I feel about reading more of her. So far, the only one that I need to read is Brandon Sanderson. I had some other just kind of little goals that I sprinkled throughout this, goals video. One of those was to reread The Lord of the Rings. My husband and I have started this on audio. We listened to The Hobbit. That went fine, so we'll probably do The Fellowship next. Another goal was to stop reading books for the hype and for the hope of getting booktube traffic, and I've definitely stopped doing that, and that may be why I haven't been posting a lot, because I don't think that what I'm reading is going to get a lot of traction on booktube. I've just been reading what I want to read though, and that's been great, so yay for that goal. Another small goal was to read more sci-fi and to get into the Expanse series. Check and check. And those were all of my goals. So far we're doing great. The only thing I'm really struggling with is that reviewing thing, and maybe I'll pick it back up. I don't really know. Okay, moving on. I want to tell you guys about everything that I've read this year. So let's go really quickly. Alright, starting in January, I finished out the Shadow and Bone trilogy with Ruin and Rising and Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Then we moved on to Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin, The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, Moon of the Crusted Snow by Waubgeshig Rice, The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick, Circe by Madeline Miller, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire, Books 3, 4, and 5 of Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, It by Stephen King, Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis, The Expanse series Books 1, 2, and 3 by James S. A. Corey, The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, Books 1, 2, and 3 of the Wayward Children series by Shauna Maguire, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, Vincent and Teo by Deborah Heiligman, Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Come Hell or High Water by Christopher C. Starr, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert, The Twilight Saga by Stephanie Meyer, The Lorien Legacy series by Pittacus Lore, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Six Other Stories by F. Scott Fitzgerald, Hummingbird Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling, Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, Born by Jeff Vandermeer, Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Legendborn by Tracy Dion, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, The Third Bear by Jeff Vandermeer, Hood Feminism by Mickey Kindle, A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman, Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline, Out of the Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, Star Wars from a Certain Point of View by Elizabeth Schaeffer and other authors, The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood, and Blood of Elves by Andrzej Sapkowski. That's everything I've read in 2020 so far. A lot of those were series. And a lot of those were series on audiobook, just so you know. Alright, so this has been my mid-year wrap-up. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how I've been reading. I feel like I've either been loving the books that I've been reading or not so much. Like, really not so much. I've been doing a better job, though, of curating what I'm reading to what my tastes actually are, paying more attention and being selective with what I'm reading instead of just trying to consume as much as I can. Although, with the audiobooks, I'm still just consuming as much as I can over there because, I don't know. It's audiobooks and I haven't quite figured out everything with audiobooks that I want to so far. But like I said, I think it's been a great year so far, and I'm really excited to see where the rest of the year goes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you've enjoyed your time here on my couch with my teddy bear. If you like the way that I talk about books and other bookish things, please make sure you subscribe. I try to post videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I am not always successful. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're reading, and I will see you in the next video.